Cat Mario. That's what it is. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. Indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including a bunch of canceled movies from Netflix. But, well, there are also some ones that are going to be coming out, including Murder Mystery 2 with Adam Sandler. They got a trailer for that. We got a trailer for the Boogeyman that's coming out June 2nd that we'll be talking about. There's some Oscars controversies out there. It's Monday, so we'll be talking about the weekend's box office report. But let's start off by talking about that Mario teaser spot where we see Cat Mario, right? Now, this was just a small spot that I guess debuted last night during the football games, and it's just kind of a mashup of stuff that we've already seen before, and, you know, like of him walking into this arena and stuff like that, and then Donkey Kong jumps down, and we know how he gets beaten around, slapped around, I guess, is a more apt word for it. He gets slapped silly by Donkey Kong there, and then he jumps up, he hits one of the blocks that gives you either the fire mushroom or a suit or something, right? And it gives him the cat suit. And yeah, what I said was like, okay, it's not the Tanuki suit. It is a cat suit. But what is significant about it, and we did this in our little pre-show there, you actually get to hear Seth Rogen's voice. And as I said in that, is it a big surprise that Donkey Kong sounds like Seth Rogen?
Meow. You got the cat box!
No.
Oh my, I'm sorry.
He even laughs like Seth Rogen, right? So Donkey Kong, there you go.
Okay. Now you die.
Yeah, the Super Mario Bros. So it's cool that you're going to get more suits. And I felt like, okay, yeah, we're going to get inundated here with a lot of these TV spots because Mario is just around the corner, guys. April, right? Is when that comes out. Yeah, Now You Die. What do you guys think about it? Everybody likes cats. Everybody likes Mario. Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yes? What do you guys think about that? April 7th is when this comes out. The Super Mario Bros. Cat TV spot. Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you like the fact that you heard Donkey Kong's voice, Seth Rogen? Okay, it's not... at least with Jack Black's Bowser, you know that he's really trying for that, right? So I'll be looking forward to that. Hourglass Viking says, I like the Mario movie crossover. It's cool with the voices too. I'm along for the ride. Yeah, and it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It truly is. All right, guys, it's Monday, so it's time for the weekend's box office report. Let's start off by taking a look at this article up on Hollywood Reporter. China's box office soars with $993 million in holiday sales, topping the pre-P word period. The PPP. Okay, so it looks like the Chinese box office numbers are going up again. We know that this is going to be playing into the factor because, well, Avatar's opened up over there. And they've opened the door for some of the MCU movies this year. Well, they just opened the door for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania is going to be playing over there. So this will all play into it. China's box office is, oh, hey, you're going to leave at least $100 million off the table for some of these big blockbusters, right? If you don't get over there. It looks like their market's going, I don't know. I just take that with a little bit of a grain of salt as to, is it true or not? Is it reliable? Yeah. All right. Let's go into the weekend's box office numbers for the fourth weekend of January 27th to the 29th, 2023. No surprise here. Number 1 was Avatar: The Way of Water. Number 2 was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Number 3 was A Man Called Otto. Number 4 was Megan. And number 5 was Pathan. Okay, so just looking at those numbers. Oh, and number 6 was Missing. So Missing dropped out of the top 5. But Auto went up a little bit. Auto went and gained a little bit of steam. It opened up in a few more theaters this weekend, and I really need to publish my What Is a Man Called Otto movie. I need to do that today. So we'll get a short about that. That's that Tom Hanks, and people are starting to talk about it. You saw my review for it when it came out. It was kind of like meh, but let's take a look at the notable one here. Avatar: The Way of Water. 2.1 billion. I thought 2.3 billion is when it was going to slow down, but I'm thinking, 2.4, maybe even 2.5. So it's going to pass Force Awakens. It's going to be the number 4th highest grossing movie of all time. Now, as I said, it's not going to be the highest domestically, because that will still be The Force Awakens, like 900 million, and it's not going to catch that. But it's all international numbers. And again, just reiterating, that Chinese box office does help in numbers like this. It would have really helped Spider-Man No Way Home. It really would have helped and pushed Spider-Man No Way Home into the $2 billion. Actually, wait, didn't Spider-Man No Way Home get into the $2 billion? Let's just take a look at that. Domestic. Worldwide. All-time charts. Lifetime grosses. There we go. Let's check this out. Spider-Man No Way Home, yeah. So because it didn't have a Chinese release, right? It had 1.9 billion, so it definitely would have been part of the $2 billion club for sure with that Chinese revenue. Yeah. Avatar: The Way of Water is number 4 now. Yeah, so it did pass Force Awakens. So that happened over the weekend. So it's number 4. Now, a lot of people out there would say, well, that's big for Cameron. We got to recognize that Cameron has 4 of the top 3, and they'll try to make a big spectacle out of it and try to get you all hyped for it. But I'm not. Okay, people like the Avatar movies. I didn't hate the Avatar movies. It's not like something that gets under my skin. I'm like, okay, they're nice movies. I enjoyed watching them. But for me, I'm just somebody who's kind of like, I didn't need to see it twice. It's not something that I'm just itching to see again. It's not in my top 10 movies of the year kind of thing. But for a lot of people, it is. And I guess I shouldn't take away from people's fandom from that. James Cameron. Yeah, it's just one of those things that people always say. You can't doubt him, right? There it is. Puss in Boots continues on fairly strong in the second spot. I think it crossed. It's coming up close to 400 million, right? No, 334. And I had lots of fun with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Lots of people are talking about it, and they're saying that this is going to be the gateway into another Shrek movie. Not if Puss in Boots makes money like this. Puss in Boots will be a higher ranking property than the Shrek movies, right? What did Shrek do? Let's take a look at that. Shrek the Third was the last one, right? Or was it Forever After? But I think that one was was a streaming one, right? Shrek the Third. Well, okay, so Shrek, made 800 million. So yeah, okay, all right. But A Man Called Otto is going up there. I need to pull up those numbers, James, just to take a look at that. That's that Tom Hanks kind of grumpy movie. 70.9 million. So, yeah, that one had around a $50 million budget. I would say it's starting to get close to the break-even point. Because they didn't spend a whole lot on marketing. And I know that theaters take their haul. It's barely going to break even. It's going to struggle, maybe, because some of the word of mouth is kind of meh over A Man Called Otto. The Megan movie is still going along nicely, and the only other big movie... Oh, wait a minute, hold on here. Infinity Pool, yeah. Infinity Pool was the only other big movie here in North America that opened up, and I went to see it over the weekend. So, just to let you guys know, it doesn't have an international release just yet, so 2.7 million domestically, that's fine. If you're a fan of Mia Goth, if you're a fan of Brandon Cronenberg, sorry, the son of David Cronenberg, Alexander Skarsgård, you want to check this out. It's kind of like a freaky kind of vacation goes very, very wrong with a touch of sci-fi in there. My reviews are up for that. It's up on the channel right now. Yeah, it only opened up in 1,800 theaters, and it's not opened up in international markets just yet because it is very violent. It is very adult themed in nature because you see some nudity, you see some acts of depravity for sure, is the nice way to say it. And the other one there, Pathan, also opened up. It did open up here, close to me. This is a Hindi movie, right? An Indian spy takes on the leader of a group of mercenaries who have nefarious plans to target his homeland. And I was this close to going out to see it. I was this close, but when I went to book my tickets, actually the theater that was playing it near me, it was packed. It was full. So it's kind of like, do I want to sit down in the front row, or do I want to wait a week and then maybe I'll go and see it then? Or maybe tomorrow I'll see it on Cheap Tuesday. That's a possibility, yes. The only actor that I recognized from this was Deepak Pudukone, right? Or is it Pudukone or Pudukone? I can't remember. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I saw the trailers for it. It was action packed. It looks like it would be something up my alley. 2 hours and 26 minutes. Yeah, they've come a long way, and yeah, this guy's ripped. There she is, right there. This is, to be honest, would be the only reason why I would want to go see this movie, right? Action. Pfeiffer says that it was amazing. So yeah. No shame in it, coming in 5th spot in the weekend's box office, for sure. I don't know any of these actors. Salman Khan, yeah, okay, so I do know that actor. Shah Rukh Khan sounds very familiar, too. He sounds familiar. Yeah, it's been a while. I need to get back up into this stuff, guys. Because they do put up quality content, and I do want to check it out. For sure. Okay, yeah. But 5th spot, 5.9, and that's not including any international numbers. So that's weird that they're not involving any crore. Yeah, Pfeiffer says Pathan made 70 million worldwide and beat Avatar 2 this weekend. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's weird that Box Office Mojo is a little bit behind in that they don't include numbers from India, right? It's really weird. I don't understand it. They need to get on top of that and fix that up properly and reflect that. Yeah, Pfeiffer, they do need to reflect the fact that it did make 70 million worldwide. And Box Office Mojo, you need to get that. You need to get that fixed, man. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's pretty much the way that the weekend's box office is gone. There's only one other thing about the Infinity Pool story that I kind of wanted to highlight. There's an article up on Hollywood Reporter that if you had gone out and seen it, it's an interview with Brandon Cronenberg talking about the style and how he didn't hold back any punches on the Infinity Pool, that there was a director's cut of where it was a lot more graphic and brutal, that they did screen at Sundance apparently. So people there got to see it, I think. How did the reaction take at Sundance? Yeah. He made it with the intention of trying to get under people's skin, of trying to show grossness and body fluids. Whose decision is to show the unrated cut at Sundance? Yeah. So it's a very interesting read that I went over this morning, and it does give a, that he didn't want to hold back. He didn't even think about holding back. He's just like, here's my art. If you guys like it, okay, we'll cut down some of it to make it into the theaters. Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth were worth watching in it. And then he does kind of tease on to what his next project is going to be too. Another series. Yeah, he talks about casting Mia Goth as well. That was kind of cool. He sent the script over to her while she was working on Pearl. Yeah. So kind of a long article over there. I'm just kind of giving you guys the highlights of what I took from it. Yeah, Super Cons, a limited series, and something called Dragon is going to be his next one. A space horror movie from Brandon Cronenberg. Hey, that's kind of a mashup genre that I like to see. I do like horror and I do like space. Great mix there. That's why horror is so versatile, right? You can have so many things. And then something adapting a novel called Super Con, a limited series. It's not really a sci-fi or horror, yeah. But that, yeah, sci-fi horror in space from the guy who did Possessor, who also did Infinity Pool. Very interesting article up over there, guys. I'd recommend going to check that out. Okay. Oscars has some controversy that kind of broke out last week, and we kind of glossed over it. But I just wanted to reiterate here what I've kind of learned from it. The controversy over To Leslie, because the actress who starred in it was nominated for her performance, Andrea Riseborough. And I guess there was some controversy over the campaign, that they broke campaign finance or something. I don't really care about that stuff. People have come out to support it because it's kind of like, it was a smaller movie that nobody ever heard of. How could they possibly break campaign finance or whatever to promote their movie and get people talking about it, kind of thing? I just kind of like, the casual people, well, they never even heard of the movie. So it's kind of like, just let her have it. What would happen if she got removed? Nothing would happen. Basically, they wouldn't replace her if they got rid of her. It would just be down to 4 nominees instead of 5. I still think that she's going to be in there. I don't think it's going to be, as this headline here says up on Deadline, that it's much to do about nothing. I think she's going to be allowed to be considered, which means that I do have to go out there and try to find a copy of To Leslie as I knock down some of these titles that are on my must-see list before the Oscars come out, right? I just want to make sure that I've seen it, because I'm a movie fan. You're a movie fan. You want to hear what I have to say about it. Byford the Hobbit there in the live chat says it was the best performance. So everybody talks about Tar and Cate Blanchett. I want to see if it measures up, because I thought Tar would be a lock, but people are talking about this To Leslie and Andrea Riseborough. So it's just for my due diligence that, I want to check it out. A Weaver says, who knew there were rules about Oscar campaigning? Yeah, I didn't know that there was too much either. It was kind of like, just spend, like, I guess there must be, you can't spend a certain amount of money or something like that. I'm sure if I read into the nuance, I would find out and I would learn. And these articles will detail that for you, but on just kind of like on a surface level, cursory glance kind of thing, without getting too nuanced. Not that it really matters too much. I don't think it will. Tomb Raider projects. Let's talk about this. This broke over the weekend too. There's some upcoming Tomb Raider projects. Okay, Tomb Raider film in the works as Amazon makes rich rights deal for a Marvel-like franchise. Sources say the goal at the streamers to connect with Phoebe Waller-Bridge for a TV series. Okay, and a video game and a movie, possibly more. So they want to kind of create like a connected universe of new Tomb Raider projects, which is fine by me. Hey, have a game come out and have it tied to the movie. That's exactly what I would do. In fact, I said this over the weekend, guys. I would take a page straight out of, The Last of Us. Studios, if you're here, if you're hearing, paying attention, they're adapting the game and they're giving fans what they want. It's like straight shot for shots almost, right? And you can do it, and it doesn't have to look exactly the same, because people will go on along with it, right? It doesn't have to look exactly the same, but come on, studios, you can make an adaptation of Tomb Raider games, either the new one or like the really old one, and do it like that. That's what I would do for the new Tomb Raider. And yes, if you had a game that would tie into that, that would be great marketing. If you had a TV show that would go into that too as well, also great marketing. That's what I would say. This article up here on Hollywood Reporter, the first one, doesn't really go into say if she is locked though. This Phoebe Waller-Bridge, which we're going to see in the upcoming Indiana Jones 5, and I guess she was on another TV show too, right? Yeah, it's going to be for Amazon. She wrote the script for Tomb Raider TV series. She's attached to the TV series, as THR exclusively reported. Oh, she was in Fleabag. Okay. Yeah. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, I don't... it's also saying that in here that she's not going to be playing Lara. She's just going to be writing the script. And as I said, I really, really hope that they follow, the model, the template now that should be for everything is The Last of Us. Use the source material. Don't shy away from it. Don't come into this property and say, well, I got this really good idea that I think that, hey, if we scrap everything, we'll just slap the Tomb Raider name on it. And you know what? Fans will dig that. Fans will like that, right? No. And how many times has Hollywood done that to us, right? Where they've said, well, we can't give them a game. Nobody wants to see the game, right? That won't resonate with fans, will it? Will it? Well, you know what? They're starting to learn, yes, it will resonate with fans. People will talk about it. People will want to see it. And I hope that when they develop this Tomb Raider stuff, because we were talking about it over the weekend too, it's ripe right now. Yes, Tomb Raider is a franchise. It's a bummer that the Alicia Vikander one is going to be washed away, but you can go back and revisit that material because that movie loosely followed the game. Loosely, like they took one or two elements. If you really followed the first Tomb Raider game from the PlayStation, that was kind of like the reboot of her learning how to become, a badass. That would be a really cool movie. And I'll keep my eye on this for sure. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, see what she does with it. And I hope we hear good things. Oh, I hope we hear good things for sure. Okay, just one more quick note about The Last of Us here. Just some sadder news here. Amy Weishing, 24, played tests in the video game, dies at 45 after a battle of cancer. And that sucks, man. 45, that is way too young. That's too young. Bummer, man. It's just one of those things I kind of like. It is what it is. The creator of The Last of Us took to social media to send his condolences, Neil Druckmann. And by the sounds of it here, just found out. So maybe she was like keeping it just a family matter that she was sick, right? Everybody talked about her tests from the first two episodes of the series, right? Because she was an impactful actress. And one more actress that did pass on, that's Lisa Loring from the Addams Family, who played the original Wednesday, right? Or something. Died at 64. Really kind of a somber moment here. May they rest in peace. Too young. And 64 is too young, a little bit too young as well. All right, talking about The Last of Us, guys, let's get into what you can see here on Mirror Domains. Let's take a quick break and talk about it. Starting this week, guys, I've started to publish our weekly schedule in the community tab so you can see what's coming up this week. Well, later on today, we'll be watching The Last of Us. Tomorrow, we'll be watching it's a catch-up movie day. So we'll be watching All Quiet on the Western Front starting at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. So pay attention to that. We're watching Scream on Wednesday. And still up to vote right now, guys. We got Candyman, Total Recall, and Universal Soldier for our retro movie at 1 p.m. on Thursday. So go check that out. And as I said, episode 3 of The Last of Us, 1 p.m., guys, just over an hour and a half. We'll be watching the full episode together. I hope you come and join us for that, because I'm really having lots of fun with this series. I'm taking it from the perspective of, I haven't played the game, so it's all going to come as a surprise to me. Come join us for that. And yes, as I said, tomorrow morning we'll be watching All Quiet on the Western Front, nominated for Best Picture, Best Cinematography, and stuff like that. So 9:30, because it's 2.5 hours. We want to be done by 12 o'clock, and come join us for that. I'm expecting really good things from that. Starting this week on Wednesday morning, we'll be watching Scream 1, 1996, guys, because this will be starting our franchise movies, where we'll be leading up to Scream 6 in March. So we'll be watching all the Scream movies every Wednesday, all the way up to Scream 6. That's going to be lots of fun. We also watch full movies for things like Jung-E. Retro movie we did last week was Mortal Kombat 1996, 5? Yeah, that one was lots of fun. And this week, the poll is up right now in the community tab for Candyman 1996, Total Recall, and Universal Soldier. Go check that out. Go vote. See which retro movie we should check out. On the weekend, we watched Last Night in Soho as our weekend horror movie watch along. This week in the poll, we got Malignant, Candyman 2021, and The Conjuring 3. As I said again, these are up in the polls, guys, so go have fun, go vote, and contribute to the channel. On the weekend, we do a horror weekly roundup show where we talk about all the big horror movie news headlines that drop. Infinity Pool we talked about at length. So let's go over to the poll right now for our retro movie on Thursday and see where it's at. All right. Retro movie for February 2nd. Candyman is pulled into the lead. Arnie was winning for the longest of time. Now, I've kind of learned, this is a trial and error kind of thing, because Saturday, for last week, Last Night in Soho was leading for the longest of times. But then, like, late Friday evening, Old pulled ahead. But I got all the materials ready for Last Night in Soho, so that's why we watched Last Night in Soho. I'm going to leave it open until probably Thursday, guys. Right until almost we lead up to it. I'm going to make all the materials ready for it. So I'll have all the thumbnails and everything ready for which one ever wins. So if one pulls into the lead at the last minute, Total Recall will be lots of fun. Universal Soldier will be lots of fun. Candyman will set us up perfectly if we do go ahead and end up watching Candyman 2021. But right now, for next Saturday's poll, the early votes are in. So far, it's Malignant that's in the lead. By all means, everything movies here on the channel. We're going to have lots of fun. And I'm allowing you guys the opportunity to participate in deciding what we watch. Come join us in the live chats because we got some great people in there that know movies as well as me. And they're nice people. Hourglass Vikings, Byford the Hobbit, A. Weaver. By all means, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and as you can see, the movie news there, it's not daily anymore. It's Mondays and Fridays, and kind of like it's not an official movie news for Wednesdays. It's more of kind of like me just turning on the camera and doing what we did last week, just kind of going over some of the headlines that we missed, anything big or trending kind of thing. Very casual. And that's the way that the Wednesdays, that way we still talk about the movie news stuff. And I still like doing it like this, for sure. I do like sitting down and prepping all these stories for you guys, for sure. All right. Let's get back into the movie news, guys, and get back to it. Yeah, community tab. I'm really starting, I really need to get into using that quite a bit more. Okay. And as you can see, that there's going to be shorts published all throughout the week, guys. All throughout the week. The Boogeyman. Whoops. Wrong button. The Boogeyman trailer debuted yesterday, guys, and my trailer reaction for it's up on the channel right now. I recommend that you go check that out. I had fun with it, actually. I had fun with it, indeed. It's an adaptation of Stephen King, right? 20th Century Studios. And I appreciated it because it showed like that they were going to actually use a monster. So, yeah, let's just pull up some of the screenshots and go through this trailer. June 2nd is when this comes out. It opens up with the father putting her daughter to bed. When I saw this, I was like, she looks familiar, right? This little actress seems very familiar. And after our reactions to it, I had to look her up. Her name is Vivian Lyra Blair. She played the young Princess Leia in the Obi-Wan series. So we know we're in good hands with her, at least, because if you say what you will about the Obi-Wan series, if you liked it or hated it, she did have some good scenes in it. The prison scene, not so much. But that had a lot to do with Reva's dialogue. The father goes into the closet and just check it out before she goes to sleep kind of thing. And then the door slams open You hear the creaking noises. She takes her little globe there and looks underneath the bed, and we actually do get to see a shot of it, right? Now, I don't know if it's going to be the actual monster full. It looks like it's going to be like a little bit of a mixture of a big kind of ghoulish kind of thing from the mind of Stephen King. Yeah, so you can sort of see it there. Let me see if I can advance the crawl here by slowing it down a little bit. Yeah, so there you go. What is that? Kind of like a Bane mask that it's got on? It looks like Bane's mask, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he's not going to do that. I think that's his fingers, right? Is that his fingers holding his mouth open? Or is that his teeth? There's going to be breakdown videos out there of it. But it's creepy, for sure. There's a scene that's right next to it where she's looking up at these light bulbs. And this kind of gave me Mothman vibes too, right? You know how Mothman's sort of there, but you can't really see him? Yeah, right there, right? Two eyes. Kind of gave me that vibe. That it's kind of shrouds in things that look like normal stuff, but in a different light, it does look different, right? Shades of the Night House there too. Yeah, that they did things like that. Very creepy. So they try to figure out what's going on here. They consult with some people. They consult David Malkian in this at one point. You'll recognize him. He's in the Ant-Man movies. He's also in a lot of Christopher Nolan movies. He was Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. I guess he knows what this creature looks like and hands the father a drawing of it. And I'm sure the father's going to be like, I don't believe in this stuff. You don't understand what's going on. It's a thing that comes for your kids, says Lester. So, yeah, I felt like the trailer worked for me. It did. It got me intrigued. And knowing now that this is the actress that played the little Leia, yeah, cool. I'm on board for that. I love Stephen King. I'm a constant reader, but I have no memory of this story. Looking forward to it and low expectations. Now, this was it wasn't Graveyard Shift, or was it Night Shift that this, because I think it was a short story. In fact, I'm going to the library this afternoon, so I'm going to take a look for this and see if I can find the short story, and I'll read it, because I'm a little bit like you, A. Weaver. I like to read things. I spend in the mornings, actually, I like to read. I got into the habit of starting to read because every morning that I would wake up and I would turn on my phone and start reading, Twitter and all comments and stuff like that from stuff. And I was like, why am I doing this? I would rather just read something like a story, and that's what I've been doing. So, and it's only like for half an hour or so, and you can knock down a book like that pretty fast. So, yeah, I'm going to take a look for that this afternoon when I go to the library to see if I can find a copy of that and check it out, because it did get me intrigued. Let's pull up the IMDb and see if it gives us a little bit more information. PG-13, June 2nd, and yeah, Rob Savage directs. Chris Messina is going to be in this. Sophie Thatcher. Okay. Marin Ireland. David Dastmalkian. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where it's the kid obviously sees it and it scares her. Doesn't kill her though. So it just torments her. I don't know. Very interesting. Don't let it out. The Boogeyman. Did you guys see it? Did you like the trailer? Go check out my trailer reaction for it too. Yeah, we'll be checking that out for sure. I'll keep that in mind because as you can tell, horror is my bag here on the channel for sure. Let's talk about some canceled movies. Some weird motifs been happening where things have been canceled, and it's only come into our mind frames ever since things like Batgirl got canceled last year, right? But we got a fresh wave of stuff. Lesser known stuff getting canceled, right? Eva Green tells court, SB movie could have killed my career. So I guess, what was she being sued for not being in a movie? Eva Green has told London High Court that a low-budget version of a movie that she had signed on to make could have killed her career. Yeah, she was in Casino Royale and 300. Eva Green is a great actress. She is. I like her choices in work too. So what was this movie? This movie was called A Patriot from Dan Pringle. It was set for a budget around $10 million. However, the producers desperately tried to secure financing. I guess things fell out. It didn't come to fruition. She said she fell in love with the story and had to be told. She was so drawn to her proposed role in the project, a soldier, which she never played a soldier before, as well as the film's theme and climate change. Okay, serious actress engaging with topics referring to Green's twist. But I guess after things kind of fell through and they weren't going to get paid, I guess it got dragged through the courts here. A Patriot, this is from the IMDb, which is not going to happen now. It was set in a futuristic authoritarian state. A loyal government official makes a startling discovery that causes her to doubt her allegiances. It was going to have Charles Dance in it too, Helen Hunt, Scott Williams. But by the counts of it, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Yeah. She also had realized the full extent of a Patriot's financial troubles and kind of panicked. So I guess maybe she just left and they were going to sue her. Is that what happened? Tried to reconstruct the financial plan to provide an exit. During the director's Pringle's testimony, described a chaotic situation in which development and pre-production had stalled after Seale's vision of the film delivered a significantly lower budget. So people just weren't going to get paid. That sucks. Man, that sucks. Because I do like Eva Green. I do. Hey, if you sign up for something and it sounds like it's not going to happen, or, like the money just isn't there, and you're like on kind of like a project where it's kind of like me with my, hey, Eva Green, we're signing you on to this big budget movie, and you get on set and there's a guy sitting here with his little camera, with his little iPhone going, oh, hey, what's going on? What do you mean? You signed up for this. It's kind of like, you're like, should I or shouldn't I be here? I'm sure there's more nuance to this. It's a legal problem thing, kind of, guys. So it's kind of like, I don't want to weigh in too much with that because just of the legality behind it. But it sounds like it was an S show for sure. So she tried to bounce. They're just trying to figure out, I guess, contract situations. And yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Arglass Viking says, I still got bummed that Salem's Lot got shelved. Well, there's still hopes that Salem's Lot could come out. There's still hopes. It could take years for it to come out, but there's still hopes. Arglass says, canceling movies is one thing, but actually shelve completed works is a travesty. Yeah, it is. Have you watched the Murder Mystery 2 trailer for the teaser yet? Yes, we have. In fact, Chris Schober, our Murder Mystery full reaction is up on the channel right now. Just go watch that video from the Boogeyman. It's in that package as well. In fact, we'll be talking about Murder Mystery in just a few moments. But let's talk about some more canceled projects from Netflix. Netflix canceled movies. Dumps 2 complete movies before the release. I don't know why they're showing Knives Out here, Glass Onion. But the 2 movies that got canceled were The Inheritance and Housewife, completed movies. Just scrapped, pulled from the slate. Yeah. A Weaver says, are they still moving with Rust? The one should be canceled. Yeah, Rust is one that should be canceled. So, for sure, that one, I don't see how that possibly could come to light. Even if they manage to complete it, do you want to go out and see it? Knowing that somebody died making that? Yeah. The Inheritance. Okay, and I had to look this one up to figure out what it was about. The Inheritance, a billionaire on the eve of his 75th birthday invites his estranged children back home out of fear that tonight someone or something is going to kill him. He puts each of their inheritances on the line to make sure they'll help. A completed movie with Peyton List and Rachel Nichols. We like Rachel Nichols. She was in the first iterations of G.I. Joe was Scarlet, right? I do like her. And wasn't she also on Smallville? Or am I? No. Was she? Actress. She's doing a lot of TV stuff, and she was in which is a East End Chicago Fire. You'll recognize her if you saw her. Underwater, Criminal Minds, G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, yeah. Star Trek, and yeah, she played the Green Girl in that Star Trek reboot. Interesting project. It's kind of a bummer that it got canceled, for sure. A little bit of shades of the first Knives Out movie, right? About some rich guy trying to pass on his inheritance, but that's just completely swept under the rug now. Another one was Housewife, and I couldn't find anything about Housewife on Netflix. It's going to be directed by Denis Goulet. I looked up her resume there on IMDb. She's been around the business. She's directed some stuff for TV, Reservation Dogs, Alaska Daily. Okay, and she's written some stuff. She's been in the casting department, sound department. So she's been around, and I looked at her. IMDb didn't have it listed as a directing thing, so maybe it was like a first-time directing situation. Very odd, though, that those would get scrapped and swept under the rug. I'm guessing it was for a tax write-off reason, because it's Netflix. What does it cost you to put those movies out if it's finished, right? Maybe they just don't want to put any more money into it. It is what it is. You can find some speculation in here. Their content budget for last year was roughly $17 billion, and they don't want to go over that or under that or something like that. They're trying to fit a certain mark, and they want to have a tax write-off situation because they want to save money for things like Murder Mystery 2 and all that big slate that we saw with like Extraction 2 and stuff like that. All right, let's talk about Murder Mystery 2, because that's something that's not going to get canceled over at Netflix. The trailer for that dropped this morning, and we did watch that. So Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston reunite for Murder Mystery 2. As I said in our reaction for it, I was late to the party because Adam Sandler had a long line of stinkers out on Netflix that wasn't worth watching. But when I finally watched the first Murder Mystery, I was mildly charmed. Now, it wasn't nothing great, but it was like, that's a step in the right direction for Adam Sandler. It does look like they've ramped up the budget for Murder Mystery 2, which could be a good thing, but history has shown us that it's more or less a bad thing. When you got more money to throw around, you just go for bigger, over-the-top kind of stunts that may or may not pay off. I found like this trailer, it was fairly charming. And in my reaction, I kind of reflected that, right? Is it do or die? Not too many jokes. The one here where she's like, I don't want to shoot this guy strangling you. But she takes an axe and she puts her hand back and accidentally bops a guy and sticks him in the head and kills the driver of the van. That I found funny. Jennifer Aniston, yeah, I like her work. Does she age? For my God. She takes care of herself, though. She really does. She works out. She eats well. And wow. I'll be checking this out. And hopefully it'll be just as charming as the first one. Great location here. I like this location. I should know where this is because I like architecture. It's not coming to mind right now. Yeah. I had fun with it. Let's see what people were saying here in the comments. The chemistry these two bring to the movies is amazing. Okay. Yeah. They did have good chemistry because they're good friends in real life. Netflix really spending their budget on murder mysteries. I'm here for it. Yeah. You do kind of get the sense that they're trying to cash in on the success of Glass Onion, right? Of them going to like a resort and stuff like that. A Weaver says, reminds me of the producers. They make more money from a canceled project sometimes. Yeah, it's possible. So it is resonating. It's going to be on Netflix March 31st. March 31st is when this comes out on Netflix, guys. And yeah, we will be doing a full live watch along for it for sure because it's Netflix. And why not? We do that here on this channel. We do full movie watch alongs for sure. All right. Just a quick little story here that did, talking about murder mysteries kind of thing. Missing was a murder mystery, and so is Searching. The directors have come out and talked about connections. Missing was that movie that's out in theaters right now with Storm Reed. And I had lots of fun with it. It was like a surprise movie for January, for sure. I had quite enjoyed my experience watching Missing. And I guess it was based on the premise of like the concept of what Searching was. And I guess they maybe put in some Easter eggs towards the end where they could be loosely connected. Yeah. Storm Reed was great in it too. Really pay attention to what Storm Reed's doing in the future because she's definitely got a huge, bright future in front of her. For sure. So they go in and say that they put in some Easter eggs that if you pause it, you'll be like, oh, does that tie in? And if you are a fan of Searching, which I guess I need to go back and I need to watch Searching. So if that's on a streaming service somewhere, maybe we can add that in for a catch-up movie one week. Because I enjoyed that style of them kind of typing into search engines and stuff like that. You may not have made a direct sequel to Searching, but you did create a shared cinematic universe. I spotted a couple of references to the second film you made with Anesh and Sev, Run. Okay, so they also made one to Run. And one of them explains what happens to Sarah Paulson's character from Run. Did I see Run? Sounds vaguely familiar. I'm going to have to pull that up. See if I... like Sarah Paulson in that image there, it did look familiar to me. Oh, no, I didn't see it. If it was on Hulu, I didn't see it. Maybe I just saw the trailer for it. Sarah Paulson. Kira Allen. Yeah, okay. But just knowing that it was loosely all connected, that they were giving Easter eggs, that's kind of cool, right? So now when you watch Missing, if you get a chance, you're going to have to pay attention to it for sure. And they just go on and talk about Generation Z and stuff like that and their interactions with technology and stuff. And I like how they're trying to include that stuff, right? Yeah. So that's cool. That it's all kind of loosely connected. The rabbit hole goes pretty deep. Home video viewers are going to have a fun time. We found an interesting place to hide references in movies, and there are actually more than 2 references to Run, Johnson says. We always like to think of this movie as being pause-proof. If you pause this movie at home, you'll be like, wait a minute, is that a reference to what I think it is? And these 2 guys that directed it, yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. I like it when they make unofficial connected universes to each other, for sure. Because the directors of, was it Synchronic? They have like an unofficial kind of shared universe as well with their weird abstract Benson and Moorhead, their movies. Like they're loosely connected to each other, where a scene will actually take place like right next to a scene from another movie. It's just like, wait a minute, that connects? That scene connects to this movie? And it's like, wow. Yeah. What was their movies? The Endless, yeah, connects to The Spring. I think that's what happened, right? Because The Endless is about kind of like a cult camp. It's very, if you like monster movies or like movies that have like H.P. Lovecraft type monsters in it. That's eerie. Watch The Endless, and then that movie connects loosely to that other movie that I was talking about, right? That's cool. I like when they do like connected stuff like that. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Yeah. Run was good. Run is on Netflix in Ireland, says Hourglass Vikings. It scared me to death, Byford the Hobbit says. Run was amazing. So I need to check out Run. E. Weaver says Run was good. Actual disabled actress in the role of Paulson's daughter. Okay. Oh, is that the one where she's... Maybe I did see it then. Is that the one where she's like being drugged and she's lost a feeling in her legs and she's in a wheelchair, but then she stops taking the drugs and realizes that she can walk? Is that one? Oh my God. Let me check that out. Yeah. Why did it say Hulu? Then I have seen that one. Yeah. Yeah, she gets out on the roof of her house, right? Yeah, okay. No, I have seen this one then. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Right? That one was Sarah Paulson was creepy. So we find out in Missing what happened to her, to the mother. That's really cool, man. Wow. That's cool. I must have seen that one. Yeah. That's awesome. So seeing connection a bit like Back into the Future 2. A little bit, yeah, Hourglass Vikings. For that Endless series. Yeah. Yeah, very, that's just, I love those kinds of things. That's just good filmmaking. You can tell that they had those stories in the back of their minds for a long time. All right, we're almost through the show today, guys. I'm a big fan of Star Trek The Next Generation, and I liked aspects of the first season of Picard, and I really liked season 2. Season 3 looks like it's going to be a blast, an absolute blast. It's like they just dropped the final trailer for it, and it was like if you were a fan of the Star Trek Next Generation, it looks like this is just like another season of it. And why didn't they start season 1 with this? I can't show you the trailer because Paramount and CBS they're stupid. They're dumb. Look at this. Even on this page, they're like, video is unavailable because they don't want it outside of the market. I guess it has to do with rights or something like that. But if I did a trailer reaction to it, it would be blocked. If I did screenshots for it, it may get blocked. But we're going to roll the dice here. We're not going to hit play on it, but I liked what I saw from this. I really did. It looked like, because you can tell like the cast of The Next Generation, what worked for them was the chemistry. They had good chemistry, and it looks like it's like old friends getting reunited, right? And it looks cinematic. It looks like it was a movie. It's just like, yeah, why wasn't this like the first season? Why didn't you start off like this? The bad guys look really cool in this. Amanda Plummer is like the main bad guy. Or we think maybe is potentially the main bad guy. Because we get some villains from the actual TNG series coming back in this with Professor Moriarty and Lore. So that's cool. Yeah. There's Amanda Plummer right there. I don't know. There's Lore. It's like the evil version of Data, right? There was 2 robots, Data and Lore. They were brothers. Lore was like the prototype that went crazy, so he got decommissioned. And now he's back, so that's kind of cool. I would love to do watch-alongs with you guys for this. But as I said, CBS and Paramount, like they might even block me from showing these images to you guys, which would suck if they did. I don't think they will. But it was just cool to see that cast back, like Geordi, Beverly Crusher. I mean, use them while they're still around, and I hope the ratings for it go through the roof. I really do, because if the ratings go up for it and Picard season 3 performs well, there were talks that February 16th is when it starts, that they could be opening the door for maybe another movie, one final movie from them to close things out. Because while I enjoyed aspects of Nemesis, it wasn't the best way to close out those characters. But hopefully season 3 does. And I won't, because I can't do reactions or watch longs. I may just post reviews for each episode. Like maybe just a casual, like I do a movie review. Have the poster on the side and do it like that. Because I'm it's one of my most anticipated series of the year for sure. Star Trek Picard season 3. Really looking forward to that. All right, guys, I think that's all I got in the can for today. As I said before, by all means, please go over and vote in the polls that are up on the channel right now in the community tab for our movie watch-alongs this week. We'll have lots of fun with that. There was a small article that I was going to try to bounce into, but I'll go on for too long about that, like why it's time for a reboot of Universal Soldier. Because that's up for our retro movies this week too, right? I do want to watch Universal Soldier with you guys because I grew up with that movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme was awesome in it. I want to see how dated it is with the visual effects. I remember the stunt work in it being cool. There's a truck kind of chase sequence in that I still think would probably hold up. And Dolph Lundgren as the bad guy was really cool in it too. I'm all ears. Yeah, that's in our retro polls, guys. So go check that out. I'm still thinking that maybe Arnold's going to pull that out. And Candyman, if Candyman doesn't win, there's still some. I think I may still fit that in somehow this week. Because we got some open slots. Let's go over to the old Twitterverse and see if anything else has dropped. And that'll round us out for the old day, our Reddit roundup here, or I guess movie news roundup. If a new trailer drops, I'll do a trailer reaction for it as soon as possible. But join us in an hour for The Last of Us, Episode 3. Dave Bautista says James Gunn is completely rebooting the DC universe. He's starting from scratch and starting younger and fresher. You need to start from scratch, and I think you need to start with younger actors. Okay, well, we're only 2 more days left in January. Where's this announcement, James Gunn? If that James Gunn announcement comes at any time, guys, I will be making a separate video. I'll just turn on the camera and go live, and we'll go through it. I won't worry about the thumbnail right away, but we'll just go through that announcement because it could drop anytime today or tomorrow it's not going to be the entire slate of the 10-year plan. It's going to be the first phase of it, right? Which will be the Superman movie. And I want to know what's going on with the Batman and how this leads. What are they doing with Flash? What are they doing with Flash and Aquaman? That's what I want to know, right? Dave Bautista says he's talked to James Gunn about playing Bane. Of course. Yes. We want more Bane. Anya Taylor-Joy, Twitter. Queen's Gambit 2. What? Well, it's now been deleted. What? Was Anya Taylor-Joy slightly... We just watched Anya Taylor-Joy in Last Night in Soho, and she was fantastic in that, right? Just mesmerizing. Every time she's on screen, it's kind of like... I thought that they weren't going to do a Queen's Gambit 2. Was she getting ahead of herself? Let's pull up Anya Taylor-Joy on IMDb. And see what's on her slate. I'm guessing that it won't be on her slate because she's going to be in Furiosa next, right? And if we get to, if the menu was on Crave, we would watch it. She was good in that too. The Menu, yeah. So she was in Amsterdam. I liked her in Amsterdam. She was a very small part in it, but she was really good in that too. She's going to be Princess Peach in the Mario movie, Furiosa, The Gorge, Laughter in the Dark. So yeah, I don't see Queen's Gambit 2 in her resume. But hey, we'll be paying attention to it. We know that it's possible. It may happen. Keep our ear to the ground for that one. A trailer for Murder Mystery 2. Yes, we know that. First look at live action One Piece series. One Piece. I'm not familiar with this. Setting Sail 2023. One Piece. Live action. Is that about pirates? Okay. I like the color palette at least. One Piece series. Guillermo del Toro will adapt The Buried Giant into a stop-motion film. Okay. Well, we like Guillermo del Toro on this channel for sure because we did full watch-alongs for Cabinet of Curiosities, Pinocchio, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. He's just so gentle and he loves horror. He's like us. He likes horror, guys. And he's a movie cinephile for sure. Okay. Jonathan Anderson will be the costume designer for Luca Guadagnino's next movie, Queer. Daniel Craig is going to star in it with Drew Starkey. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Luca Guadagnino. To tell you the truth, Bones and all did nothing for me. I was never afraid before he showed up. The Last of Us. We're watching that, so I don't want to get spoilers here, guys, because I haven't seen it yet. New look at Super Mario Bros. Movie. We saw that. If you had an Oscars ballot, who would you vote for Best Actress? Well, I haven't seen her performance in. I haven't seen Andrea Riseborough's performance. So, who would I vote for out of this? Out of the 4 that I've seen, I've seen half an hour of Blonde. And why is it cutting off Michelle Yeoh there? Michelle Yeoh was so great. Yeah, but I think I would probably side with Cate Blanchett right now. It would be cool if Michelle Yeoh won. First poster for the Boogeyman. What do you think about that poster? That's a fairly basic poster. That's just a simple marketing poster. This is not anything that you would want to post on your wall or anything, right? Have you seen Dexter New Blood or Dexter TV series? Asks Chris Schober. No, I haven't. I haven't watched Dexter. The trailer for The Last of Us Season 4 dropped yesterday on YouTube. Yes. When we watch The Last of Us 3, Episode 3, afterwards, we'll be reacting to the promo for Episode 4. That'll be put up on the channel and added to that playlist later on, like we did last week. I think it was our Glass Vikings that suggested to do that, right? Julia Roberts and Jennifer Aniston to star in untitled body swap comedy Palm Springs. There's already a movie called Palm Springs, and it's very good. It's about it's kind of like a Groundhog Day movie with Adam Sandberg, right? Very good movie. Okay, but it's a body swap with Margot Robbie set to produce. Julia Roberts and Jennifer Aniston body swap. Fascinating. Python, 8.5 in its 5-day box office. Yeah, I should have gone out to see Python yesterday. I don't know what I was thinking. Infinity Pool, Avatar, Apple TV Plus. What's this? Timothée Chalamet to endorse Apple TV Plus. Okay, Michelle Yeoh for The Rake. Not seeing much here. Phoebe Dynevor. Okay. Well, guys, we're running overtime. Kiki Palmer, very pregnant right there. Yeah, from Nope. I'd love to watch Nope with you guys too. A Weaver says, I watched The Last of Us Episode 3 already. I hope I can participate in the watch along. I want to see everyone's reactions. Well, by all means, yes, it's live, so you can come and join us, talk with people in the live chat for sure. We'll be starting in about 57 minutes, guys. The Last of Us Episode 3. Nick Offerman is going to be in this episode. I don't know anything about his character, so I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah. 1 hour. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Join us for the live watch-alongs this week. Participate in the polls. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. And, yeah. I'll see you next time on